Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel for another Saturday Kraftgali design team project. Before we get into the project, we are going to announce this big second birthday sale going on from Wednesday the 1st through the 5th, 30% off. Wowzers, so much great stuff at a fraction of the price. So you are going to want to check that out over at Kraftgali. So this is what we're going to be making today. This is a Mother's Day card that hopefully my mother is not watching because it'll ruin the surprise. But we're going to actually try to paint or mix some alcohol colors on these images. So how do we get to that? Well, first we need our supplies. I don't usually do this, but I thought, I'm using a lot of different things, so I might want to show what I'm using. And so I got my alcohol pearl inks, my Pinata gold mixative, and this poster board paper, which is really cost effective over at Amazon, very sturdy. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. I have my score buddy, my score tool. Then I'm going to pull out my Altenew big dies, my foam tape, and then this really great glitter cardstock that's from Doris. And you get a ton of it, 40 pack. It's just great. Lots of great stuff to use today. But the star of the show is the Altenew stamp set here. And this one is just beautiful. I'm getting into florals more, so I'm stepping outside my comfort zone and I'm enjoying it and having a lot of fun. This is the poster board here that we're going to be using with our alcohol inks. Now I've done a review video. One of my most recent videos was how to save money on craft supplies, and I showcased this poster board. So check out that video and it'll show you how awesome the alcohol inks move on it. So I recommend that, but I'm going to heat emboss on it today, which is something I failed to mention in that video. So I'm spraying it with, or not spraying it, I'm putting over some clear embossing powder, and then I'm going to heat set this. And you can notice this is, if any warping's happening, it is happening as if it was cardstock. So your average warpage. And I heat this tool up for a very long time, by the way. But I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do it again. Ideally, I think I wanted to do 3 or 4 layers of this embossing powder because I really wanted a tighter canal for my alcohol inks to drop into. But I only did 2 for this video. If you try this technique out, I would definitely recommend that. See what happens when you put more layers of it on, because you're probably going to build up that embossing powder and have a much higher canal. Okay, so then I'm just going to show you really quickly what happens when you heat emboss on Yupo. So you don't want to do this because Yupo is not cheap. It's great with alcohol inks, but it is not cheap and you will ruin it just like I did. Super thumbs down. So yes, don't recommend that. Now I'm going to tape down my panel here, and I'm going to take alcohol inks. These are the pearls from Ranger. I can't say enough good things. Like, if all the videos you see me trying to get us to save money, I'm saving money because I'm needing to buy stuff like this. These alcohol inks and just pretty stuff. I love it. So these alcohol inks glisten and dance on your paper. They're amazing. So I did a mix of 2 of the colors, 2 of the greens right there. Then I'm just going to kind of do those first. I don't care that they're coming outside the line at this point because I will fussy cut those out against the black line, so it does not matter to me. And by the way, this is the first time that I'm doing this technique, so I don't really know exactly how the colors are going to mix together, so it's just an experiment all in of itself. I'm dropping in some more of this. I'm going to just say the purple and the pinks. They do have official names, which are cute, but I don't remember off the top of my head. So we're going with the generics. All right, and then this is the light pink. So I have the purple, the dark pink, and the light pink. Okay, and I'm just thinking the mixture of those, it's so much fun. I do take a paintbrush filled with 99% alcohol, and I'm just kind of moving that around. But I don't even really know what I'm looking for or going for because this is just me playing in the craft room. So I just went with it. Now I'm taking out the crimson or the red color, and I thought if I mix that color with a yellow, I'll get this really pretty orange. And of course, it did not disappoint. But as you can see, if I were to go up a couple more layers of that embossing powder, I think it would stay even better because it stayed really well in this yellow, orange, red flower. I thought it barely went outside the lines. So that's probably going to work the next time I try it. So I'm going to add just a few more inks. I think here's where we get a little bleeding outside the line. I got a little greedy with it. So I get that done, and I'm trying to move the paper around just a little bit because the alcohol will move. You can also add some of your blending solution or your 99% and get it to move that way, and that will be just as effective. But I didn't want to, that's pretty much it. I just kind of wanted to let it see where it went. Okay, now this one I'm going to start with the light pink first and then go in with the yellow. And this is going to make a much lighter orange, as you can see. So I wanted to see. Now all of my flowers are going to look very, very different, but I am going to put them all in the same card because I wanted to see how those colors kind of look together. They're very bold and vibrant, and I thought that was what was fun about the bouquet of flowers. My last one here is probably my favorite one that I did. I really liked the way that these colors came out, and I think I even went back for more, but I used the blue on this one now. And that light pink gave a little bit, but not enough. So I went back in with the dark pink. And now we have this beautiful purple with highlights of pink in it. So that was super fun. I finished with my inking. I let them dry. You don't have to let them dry as long as I did, but I think I left for the day. So the next day I came back to it and I fussy cut out all of my flowers and leaves. So we got those fussy cut. It was not hard to do. They're just pretty simple shapes to do. If you hate fussy cutting though, you're not gonna like doing that. So get that done. And then I'm gonna take a black memento marker and I'm just gonna outline the flowers on the outside, just so that if there was any missing pieces or white showing, I wanted it to just be a very stark black line. So I do that. And then the next step for me is to go back in with a comparable alcohol marker, something that looks the same in that color, and I'm just going to cover up some of those white spots that I missed when I was doing my playtime with it. So I do that on all of the markers, and this one I just wanted to show you up close because it was just my favorite. So yeah, I need to make like every one of those flowers in there. So here I'm trying to figure out how I want to lay out my bouquet, and I'm going to take some press and seal to pick them all up. I've never done this before. Works like a charm. So thank you to all the crafters out there that introduced us to that. And I am going to now know where I need to put my glue and just where I want to lay it down. Also, I used this as a template for me to lay out some cardstock of different colors to see what I like the best. Turns out I like the white the best. So I'm going to go in first with an 80-pound piece of cardstock, and I'm going to score it every 1/4 inch. But then I realized that that might be too thin. I don't think it matters once it's on your panel, but I went back in with 110-pound and scored that instead. So I just wanted to show you real quick the difference. It's a lot thinner on the left, but again, once you glue it down, it's not really going to matter. But I love that almost wood paneling look, or the chair rail look on the back of the card. I thought that was so much fun. Added just enough on the background, not too much, because the bouquet is the star of the show. And also the letters, for sure. So I'm going to place that down, use some art glitter glue on the back, and I'm going to place that down, and I'm going to press on it and let it kind of set into the paper for probably about 10 seconds, I would say. And then I slowly start to peel back my press and seal. When I do that, it does remove a little bit on one of the purple flowers. So you can see here on the press and seal, it kind of stuck to it just a little bit, not much, and it did not ruin it. I went back in with a marker and I just added back some of that color. So NBD, no big deal. I'm going to put some Nuvo from my precision tip glue bottle here, and that's just going to hold down some of those pieces that I couldn't access with the glue because of the back of the bouquet, and that's going to make that sit nice and flat. This is where I go in with the alcohol markers to just add some of that. Now I'm trying to figure out how I want to do my mom. I was on the creative fence for the longest time. Did I want the W that I was apparently spelling wow to be the capital W or M? So you can flip around your W in this set and make a capital M, or did I want the lowercase m? I still don't know. I think it was basically like a toin toss. That just made the blooper reel. It's a coin toss. And yeah, I just picked the lowercase. So we're moving on with the lowercase letters. I am going to use some black foam to put underneath. So I have 2 layers of foam and 1 layer of black cardstock and then 1 layer of glitter cardstock. So it's a little extra, but it's so fun because the mom pops up off the page and I really like that. And I don't think I've ever done this with these large alphabets. So it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to put now, I will tell you, full disclosure, the art glitter glue with foam on foam did not please me. Maybe if I let it dry longer, got to give it its credit. I love art glitter glue. I have nothing else bad to say about it. But the foam on foam is a tricky situation. So I did go in with some tacky glue, Eileen's tacky glue, and I used that, and that seemed to work better. So just FYI, the art glitter glue is phenomenal for absolutely everything else. Even the foam on paper worked well. It was just the foam to foam sitch that caused some issues. Okay, so I'm trying to get this straight. I'm trying to figure out, make sure it looks good. I had to battle it a couple times. And at this point, too, I take my T-square ruler. At this point, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I had to get right up over it. Sorry about my noggin in your way. And put something heavy on it to hold it down. I had this sentiment on the side of my desk. I keep a bunch of sentiments already made. And it's easy, you know, heat embossing white on black cardstock. And I'm going to add that to it. See, here you can see me going back in with the Eileen's tacky glue to fix that up. And like I said, I feel like that helped out the situation a lot. So I just put a nice coat of that on there. And I did let it dry for a while. The art glitter glue, I felt it was dried in plenty of time, that it should have stayed. But it just, I wasn't confident. Let's just say that. I did not have my full confidence. I'm going to take some gold Nouveau drops after I've held them in my hands for 3 minutes talking to my husband, because that's the only way I could get those little Hershey Kiss look out of it. You can warm them up. Thank you again to the people who commented and let me know how to do that. And that is going to finish up the card. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this Saturday. I'll link everything we used below in the description box. If you have any questions, we love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss anything. We post every single Saturday for Kraftgali Design Team. So you don't want to miss any of that. We have a great time. And we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.